Clay, yes, welcome along to a very sunny King Power Stadium this afternoon. We are bathed in sunshine for this championship clash between two sides that are struggling to say the least. Leicester City line up with blue shirt, blue shorts and blue socks with Stalacic in goal. Ricardo Pereira at fullback with Victor Christiansen. One of three changes, Christiansen, he'll play at left back. The other two changes, incidentally, Samare and Carantha to the side that lost 1-0 against Millwall last time out. Okoli and Vestergaard are the centre halves. Harry Winks, Buba Samare and Jordan James will be centrally based. Mabadidi and Fatawu are the wingers. Carantha, the 25-year-old on loan from Feyenoord, he is up front for Leicester City, whose bench reads Begovic, the goalkeeper, Suko Thomas, Luke Thomas, there's other players without the surname Thomas in the team, Oliver Skipp, Patson Daka, Hamza Chowdhury, Bobby Dakodevery, Jordan Ayew and Wout Fass. As for the visitors, Blackburn, they make one change from the side that beat Southampton. In comes Henriksen, he comes into the midfield region. Morishita sits out, a Taunton goal. Miller, Wharton and McLaughlin the back three, with Geneva at left wing back, Alebiusu at right wing back, Gardner Hickman, Tronstad and Henriksen, with Ahashi and Gudjonsson up front for Blackburn, who are in yellow shirt, yellow shorts and yellow socks. Pairs their goalkeeper with Pickering, Rivera, Tavares, Gay, Hedges, Morishita, Forshaw and Montgomery. Leicester City players in a huddle. They will attack the end to our left. We're just above the tunnel. Mark Albrighton and I will watch on. Leicester in all blue, Blackburn in all yellow. Blackburn will attack the end to our right, which is the Cop end. Leicester will attack the end to our left, which is the Family Stand end. The referee today is Tom Neild, the referee who officiated Hull 0, Blackburn 3 earlier on in the season. We are bathed in sunshine, but neither side starts to the campaign of being sunny by any stretch of the imagination. The Foxes, 3 without a win, finding themselves in 10th, question marks over points deductions. Visitors Blackburn to the King Power, astonishingly in 21st position in the championship table. Something has got to give. Will it be this afternoon at the King Power Stadium? We are underway, and in all orange, Ballas Tort, the Blackburn goalkeeper, instantly launches one long. Leicester's right back Ricardo whacks it clear, and the visitors will try and build. A bit of shielding of the eyes from Lewis Miller, the centre half for Blackburn, and Mark Albright, the son, is going to play an interesting part this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I think it will. I think these early kick-offs, it always tends to be the way. Remember Kasper Schmeichel used to be quite big on it, and which end we started at.
Cross into the Leicester box, just goes back to the goalkeeper. Apologies. Yeah, Kasper didn't like the sun in his eyes.
No, he didn't. He would always be in the captain's ear, in Wes's ear, saying, right, swap sides if you win the toss. So he was very big on that.
Yeah, I'd say a third of the pitch is in shadow. The third that the Leicester defence and Stalacic and Vestergaard, who's on the ball now. TalkSport 2 at the King Power Stadium as Harry Winks pulls over the halfway line for Leicester. The blonde, flowing, straight Scandinavian hair of Christiansen ops backwards, and Vestergaard again has it in the defensive region for the home side. Ricardo Pereira getting the ball out of his boots, and wide now is Fatawu, Leicester's brightest player if you ask me. A minute and a half in, it's still goalless here at the King Power. Christiansen, wide left, Mabadidi 30 yards from goal, coming back into the side, thought about trying to win a free kick then, but the Foxes keeping possession. It's with Winks in what's an elevated left back position. His left back Christiansen on it, and a good bit of scrapping done by Henriksen for Blackburn, and the visitors win the ball back. Here's Gardner Hickman, who you spent a bit of time at West Brom with, did you not, Mark?
Yes, had a short spell on loan at West Brom where Taylor Gardner Hickman was.
That would be a free kick to Leicester City. It's late from Henriksen on Vestergaard. A meeting of again Scandinavian minds. Vestergaard, like a raging bull, walks off, none too happy as the Dane. I think if that's in the 30th minute, it's a yellow card. Ball is back with the Leicester City goalkeeper, Stolarczyk, joined the academy in the year that the man to my left-hand side was scoring the club's first ever Champions League goal in 2017. Joined Leicester City's academy in 2017, did Stolarczyk, the Leicester goalkeeper. He plays it neatly to Ricardo, and Leicester in the middle of the park with Sumare. All the early position in the first 2.5 minutes is with the Foxes, who try and push down the right wing here. A ball looking for what was ultimately an offside run from Carranza, but forward thinking. 3 minutes gone on TalkSport 2. It's Leicester 0, Blackburn 0.
Yeah, Leicester are knocking the ball around confidently on the back of a couple of away defeats as well. It's nice to see them so assured on the ball with the passing and looking to get the ball wide as well. And obviously Carranza on this occasion just times his run. It's just a bit off. It just goes a bit too early, but the idea is there.
1 win in 8 for the Foxes at this stage in the season. They'll need to turn that around. There's expectations certainly around here. You look at Mabadidi on the ball now. He was a snippet. 5.5 million, wins a free kick. Referee plays an advantage, and he's done well to play an advantage. Leicester on the ball here. Wide left with Harry Winks. Not a position he's accustomed to, but knocks it infield, and Leicester try and keep it alive with Jordan James. Claims of handball, and Blackburn, architects of their own downfall there. Finally Carranza. Turning neatly in midfield for Leicester City on the ball in all blue. Jordan James in towards Carranza, but that's well defended by Scott Wharton, who comes out, and Blackburn trying to attack down the left-hand side. Deniva, but it goes back to Stolarczyk, and we've had 4 minutes here on TalkSport 2. Watford against Middlesbrough with Ian Dancer and Perry Groves. Again, it's not on the television, incidentally. He's coming off at 3. And then at 5:30 on TalkSport 2, Brackley against Notts County, Mike McCarthy and Charlie Austin from St James's Park. Goalless here. Leicester having the ball as they have for much of the first 4.5 minutes. That's lovely for the Foxes from Fatawu. Fatawu in field. This is a chance for Leicester into the box. It goes. Mabadini deflected over the bar. That's a good chance. In the 5th minute, Leicester City with a chance. Mabadini's shot. The cross came in 8 yards out. He scuffed it. He took a deflection, in all fairness. It's the first corner of the game. Mark Albright is 0-0.
Yeah, fantastic bit of play, and it starts all the way back at Stolarczyk, who plays a ball out. Vestergaard, diagonal pass, and it's a great pass and move down the right-hand side, which results in a low ball over to Mavadidi, and the shot's blocked.
Goalless it remains. Leicester City corner towards the back post. It's headed in, but the flag's up. It will not count. Leicester thought they'd open the scoring, and did Mavadidi need to head that from 2 yards out? So corner comes in. Big header from, I think, Yannick Vestergaard. Vestergaard meets it at the near post, headed towards goal, and then Mavadidi from a yard helps it in, heads it in. Goal disallowed offside. Mark Albright. Yeah, did Mavadidi need to head it?
We'll see it back now, but my initial thoughts is he doesn't. I'm looking at it back, and maybe the Vestergaard header hasn't got the pace to beat Blackburn goalkeeper Tort, but you would never know now. But yeah, I don't know whether Mavadidi surely needs to know he's in an offside position there and just leave it and hope that it beats the goalkeeper.
It's like the David Nugent England goal. You remember that one? It's a yard out. I'll have that. Thank you very much.
One cap, one goal.
Yeah, quite right. He's a couple of yards from us, actually, away to our left. Former England frontman David Nugent, but it was similar to that. A yard out, yet footballer's instinct. You just can't help yourself, right? In it goes. So Leicester have a throw in at left back, and it's been all Leicester City. Run the all over Blackburn in the first 6 minutes, Mark.
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, Leicester seemed to be knocking the ball out, especially that move that led to the corner there. It was a bit of pass and move down the right hand side, involving Ricardo, involving Fatawu and Jordan James as well. And that's what they need more of. They need that fluidity and then patterns of play to break teams down.
How about Rovers? How have they fared in the first 7 minutes?
Yeah, they've not settled. In my honest opinion, they've not settled down even when they've won possession back. I don't think they've done enough to keep the ball. They need to make at least 1-2 passes to then be able to break down this Leicester side.
A lovely flick in the midfield from Harry Winks trying to set the Foxes up. Didn't quite come off. Here's Okoli. And there's something on the pitch in the goalkeeper's 18-yard box. What was that? is a plastic bag or something. It looks quite off-putting. Regardless, Blackburn have it. They have it wide left, and an attempted threaded ball through to Ahashi. Ahashi, I don't think is going to make it. He's not, and Okoli clears. The one on the chest of Tronstad. Tronstad, though, gives it away. The referee's just stopping the game to get whatever it is off of the pitch. It's a bag. It's a balloon. It's a helium balloon. Somebody's birthday. Happy birthday. In fact, a cap's come out for the Blackburn goalkeeper. Tort's putting his cap on. Such is the sun. Didn't have that problem, you wingers. Stay out the sun. Stay in the shade.
I do like a bit of sun as well, but I'm not one for a cap, so I wouldn't like to be a goalkeeper in this weather.
No, it's got problem written all over it. Now, Blackburn throw. It's halfway inside the Leicester half, left-hand side. A real chance for a long throw, which we know are very fashionable these days. Lewis Miller's got it, and he can launch a long ball. They've loaded the box here of Blackburn. Carranza's back defending for Leicester, and he's pulling somebody down. In fact, referee Neil has done well to see that. Trots over, and I think he's going to say to the Leicester City frontman, you're back there in your own 18-yard box, young man. You pull somebody down like that when the ball's in play, that is a penalty. And he would be right to do so. Miller then with a long throw for Blackburn. What can come from this? They beat Southampton last time out, looking for back-to-back victories. Leicester don't allow it to bounce, but it does break, and a half-hearted attempt through the central region. It was actually Deneva, who looked like he was going to pull the trigger, couldn't do so, and with 9 minutes gone, it's Leicester 0, Blackburn 0.
Yeah, good opportunity for Blackburn there to put the ball in the box. They get the numbers forward, and we're seeing a lot more of it now, aren't we, in football, the long throwing, and there on that occasion, the second ball doesn't quite break to them, but there's always an opportunity there when the ball goes into the box.
Stolarczyk going long, looking for the advancing Fatawu. They're in for a difficult afternoon, the Leicester front men today, because Blackburn's back three are no strangers to a can of spinach, shall we say. Big strong lads at the back.
Yeah, they are. With the typical centre halves in this league, they are going to get that. So it's down to them to step the game up.
Talking of centre halves, here's Yannick Vestergaard in central midfield, dragging the ball out through ball towards Carranza for Leicester, but he couldn't get there. It's taken by Tort, the Blackburn goalkeeper. He bowls it out. It's 0-0. TalkSport 2, Leicester City against Blackburn, with myself, Ian Stringer, and Mark Albrighton. A hero in these parts. There's a man to my left. Lots of nods and waves as Blackburn try and come forward. It's a good ball from Gudjonsson, spreads it out left. The opportunity for Deneva to maybe get a cross in. He does dig out a good right-footed cross, and that's an important header from Christensen, because I tell you what, arriving late there, I think it was Henriksen to maybe try and ghost in. 0-0 Blackburn corner.
Yeah, well defended Christensen, because there was an overload at the back post. He had one in front, one behind him, and he managed to get up highest and win the header and put it behind for a corner. But good opportunity that was for Blackburn. Good balling.
Probably their best opportunity so far. We're yet to see the first goal here at King Power Stadium. Right arm aloft as this corner about to come in from the right hand side, and it comes to Stolarczyk with a double fisted punch right in front of his own chin. Alabiusu looks to shoot from 40 yards. It takes a deflection, goes wide. Well, he scored in the win against Southampton last week, and I could almost see the confidence oozing out of his boots there, Mark Albrighton. 0-0.
Yeah, well, it just seemed to open up. I don't think he initially wanted to take the shot on, but it opened up. Nobody closed him down. He got a little bit closer to the edge of that 18-yard box and thought, why not? And it's a lovely strike from him in the end, and just takes a deflection off Vestergaard and out for another corner for Blackburn.
Hands on his hips now, also on the edge of the box, as has Henriksen. Hands on his hips. Blackburn players tussling. The second corner for Rovers taken short. Different angle of delivery into the back post. It goes. It's out of play. Henriksen couldn't quite keep it in, and it'll be a goals kick to Leicester City away to our right hand side. Enjoyed a bit of EFL All Access yesterday on TalkSport 2 with Ben Fudge. Got a bit of that today as well. Excellent preview of the weekend's action. Leicester take the goal kick short. It's back to Stolacic, and he goes very long, very centrally, and it'll probably bounce straight through to Tort. And that is what really upsets fans.
Yeah, I think from what I can make out, I'm just looking down at Marty Cifuentes there, and he's put his thumb up to Jakub Stolacic, so I don't know whether that's something that has been worked on in training, where the striker comes short, and then it's down to the wide players to get in there.
Here's Fatawu for Leicester wide right, takes a heavy third touch, and a cross coming to sweep up and clear the ball is Wharton. Wharton, the captain, no nonsense tackle, apologising for not being a bit tighter earlier as well. You must like Fatawu as a former winger yourself.
Yeah, honestly, had a season with him. Yep. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. His personality as well. He was the full package. He was so unfortunate to get his injury last season in the Premier League, but started this season really well, and probably just got to a little bit of a stale point in the last few weeks. But he's got all the ability in the world, and he's got a very promising future ahead of him.
Abdul Fatawu, a £14.6 million transfer from Sporting last year. 21-year-old. In 2024 removed, but that injury before then, but 23, that knee injury will have been really difficult for him. ACL injury, but came back with style, shall we say. Leicester throw in wide right. They're attacking the end to our left. The ball goes back defensively to Okoli. There's been murmurings of discontent in the Foxes fans in recent weeks and months. I'm a local to this part of the world, so speak to many people, but I think the start in the first 14 minutes will breathe a bit of life into them, actually. Here is Fatawu. He's got Carranza central, he's got Mabadidi. Fatawu likes to shoot from here on his left foot, he does. It takes a deflection from the head of Scott Wharton. How many times have we seen that? Fatawu steps in, hits it with his left, that's deflected, corner Leicester, 0-0.
Yeah, and that's why he's such a threat, because defenders and fullbacks know that he can go each way. They know he can cut in, and he's dangerous on that left foot when he cuts inside, but he's also got the pace to beat a man down the line as well, and that's why it's so difficult to defend, and he mixes his game up really well.
And the head-to-head, Leicester have won just 1 in 4 against Blackburn. They have the bragging rights to the visitors, but I think it's fair to say in the first 15 they're on the back foot slightly. Leicester corner comes in, Vestergaard again with a header. This one not as direct. Winks tries to play it back out for, again, a different angle of delivery. Jordan James now. Ricardo Pereira tried to cross left-footed. I beg your pardon, Fatawu tried to cross left-footed, looks to Pereira. I think he's saying, where were you on the overlap? I expected to be able to slide you in. I had to try and cross that. 15 gone. In the sunshine, many people not quite knowing what to do with the wardrobe. We've got woolly hats and shielded eyes. A difficult time of the year. Blackburn throw in the left-back berth. Man to my left-hand side made 313 appearances for the Foxes. How many goals, Mark?
Not enough.
19.
Yeah, not enough.
Some key ones, I don't mind telling you. First Champions League goal at Bruges. Ball out of play, says the linesman on the near side. Leicester throw in. Halfway inside the Blackburn half. Second goal against Seville here to send the Foxes through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
Yeah, some big ones in there, just not enough of them. But I enjoyed every single one of them.
Yeah. The ball is with Blackburn at right back. Alabiosu clears. Vestergaard wins, but Vestergaard was tussling hard with Gudjonsson, and now it's a foot race between Okoli and Ahashi. Leicester doing well to defend there, in fairness to them. They get a bit of applause from the home crowd. They've defended that very, very well, 0-0.
Yeah, even in these early parts, first 16 so minutes, it's you can see Okoli and why he is in the team, his pace and the way he gets back to be able to cover, and his strength to hold strikers off and recycle the ball has been fantastic. So he started the game really well.
Leicester with Winks tries to knock it forward to Carranza, and it's on the halfway line. Don't forget the game day phone-in with O'Hara and Jennings this evening is on from 5:30. Listen on your way back from the football as the ball comes into the Leicester's near post. Okoli does well to defend and clears. You can also watch the drama tonight and the passion unfold on YouTube as well as your smart TV. O'Hara and Jennings. Did you see Gabby and O'Hara get caught out with John Terry voice noting in this week?
I did see
Did you see it? It was brilliant.
I think Gabby enjoyed it more than Jamie O'Hara.
Me too. If you missed it, folks, get onto the TalkSport app. It's brilliant. O'Hara giving it the big Spurs one. John Terry decides to send a Chelsea-based voice note. It is brilliant. Check it out on the TalkSport app. The ball is out of play here. It's close to the halfway line. It's a Blackburn throw. TalkSport 2 from the King Power. Leicester 0, Blackburn 0. Leicester in all blue, Blackburn in yellow. The Foxes have the ball with Ricardo Pereira. Looks forward to Carranza. Does well to win it on the outside of his boot, but he's got to control that one in a phone box. He's got no space. Because Mark Albright, he's got 3 central defenders around him.
And that's the thing, and that's why it's important that you've got your wide players and even Jordan James in that 10 position, just supporting him and making sure that he's got options when the ball does go in, because a lot of the time it's one touch.
Here's Jordan James for the Foxes, scored 2 already this season, tries to slide it into Mavididi. Mavididi hadn't read it. It goes back to Ballas Tort. There's invention there from the Foxes. It feels like Blackburn are just covering up and taking the punches, to coin a boxing term.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'll look at this game so far, almost 20 minutes in, and I think from a Leicester point of view, I think Blackburn are there for the taking.
Right.
I don't think they're too confident. You can see the lack of confidence.
And here the Foxes come with Fatawu down the right wing. He's trying to take on Gardner Hickman, actually, that sat in at left back there, which is interesting to observe. That's a late kick. A Leicester player nursing an injury in the middle of the park. It's Buba Samare, and he has just taken one where you really don't want to. Henriksen looks forward for Blackburn. Here come Blackburn then. Gudjonsson's in the Leicester half. The visitors have got a bit of space in front of them. If they go down the left, there's even more space. Ahashi indeed has it down that left-hand side. Deniva now gets a cross in. Could be an own goal. It is in. Blackburn take the lead here. The goal scorer is Gudjonsson. It broke down the left-hand side, and the visitors have the lead. Against the run of play, I think you've got to say. The goal scorer 2-2 now for Gudjonsson. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1.
Yeah, and fully deserved in terms of how they have got in behind Leicester there, because you can see with Leicester's positioning that they're so focused on maintaining the attack upfield. You've got Ricardo coming into that centre midfield, and all of a sudden the ball goes wide, and you've got Caleb Okoli going out to a right back position where he should be inside, covering the middle of the penalty area, and everybody's disjointed, and that just comes purely from trying to attack too much. So Blackburn fully deserved that goal just on that bit of play alone.
Yeah, I have to agree. 20 minutes gone, Leicester 0, Blackburn 1. Gudjonsson with 2-2 now. The Iceland international, you've got to say, it got a bit of a deflection from Sumare for Leicester. It pushed it nicely into the path from 3 or 4 yards of Gudjonsson, but Mark Albright strikers, right place, right time. Yeah,
but again, that touch from Sumare only comes because Caleb Okoli is pulled out of position, because Ricardo Pereira is in that central midfield position, and Buba Samare's stretching to try and cut the ball out, but that's not his position and where he should be. So it's through their own fault that they've conceded.
Well done to Valérien Ismaël's side. They're a goal up here at King Power Stadium, and we did say in the build-up as well, Mark, we said there's men over on the left here. It was picked up by Ahashi, and there was an overlap, and there's no one near him.
No, and I think I've noticed it in a few games that I've done, Leicester games that I've done. There's always a gap on that side because of how Leicester play.
Lovely through ball. Sumare onside, looks to dig out a left-footed cross, does. Fatawu tries to keep it in. Leicester trying to hit back here. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1. Fatawu, great trick to beat his man. His cross though is defended. Goes back in, big chance for handball. I think that's handball. Who is it? Which Blackburn player is it? Middle of the park, coming forward now.
Gardner Hickman.
I think that's handball. You're not going to see it. Linesman from that far side's not going to. It is Gardner Hickman. If you see a replay of that, I'm telling you, that's handball.
Yeah, he puts his hands up to block his face, but brings them lower as the ball passes him, and it's 100% handball. It's a penalty. Should be a penalty, but it's not given, so they've got to move on.
Yep, Leicester have. They're not happy that they don't have a penalty. Blackburn, I think, are a tad fortunate there. That's my view. Lewis Miller wings it well for the Rovers. And Blackburn suddenly have got their chest puffed out a little bit more here. You can understand why. They're a goal to the good, just about a quarter of the way through the game here. TalkSport 2. All your EFL football is always all over the TalkSport network. There's a foul on Harry Winks, and is that going to be a speaking to for Henriksen? It is, and it's a yellow.
I'll be honest, I think that's a bit of a harsh yellow. I think so early on in the game, it's probably his first tackle maybe, and he just caught him slightly late. But
bit of afters as well.
Yeah, I think Henriksen can count himself a little bit unfortunate to pick that yellow up.
Well, I'll task you with watching Messrs Henriksen and Winks from here on in, because vastly experienced Harry Winks, he'll know exactly who to sit on in that midfield now. You've got somebody in there with a yellow card. He'll go and try and feed that monster. Certainly long ball for the Foxes, but it goes straight back to Ballas Tort. 2 clean sheets in 12 for the Blackburn shot stopper, who looks like an orange highlighter pen today. In all orange. It's not just orange though, is it? Orange! An aggressive orange. Forward come Blackburn, long ball forward towards the goal scorer Johnson, but that's won by Vestergaard, and then Winks over the head of Henriksen. Now it's with Jordan James. James looks for Fatawu for Leicester attacking. Quarter of the game gone. Rovers a goal up in towards Mabadidi it goes, but that's well won by the captain Scott Wharton, showing his experience there. Been at the club for 10 years now as Scott Wharton. Sliding tackle, and a good sliding tackle, still Rovers 1-0.
Yeah, reads the game really well, Scott Wharton, and you can see it just on that bit of play there, and how he expects that's where the ball's going to go, and make sure he's in that position. But I think from Leicester that they just need to be a bit more decisive in them areas. Once the ball, they get the space, they break the line, they get the ball out to Fatawu. He needs to be a bit more decisive in what he's going to do rather than slow it down like he did on that occasion.
A few of the substitutes warming up away to our left-hand side of both teams. Both, you would expect, former Premier League winners would have options. Slightly different days these days, of course, but there are options. TalkSport 2 at King Power Stadium. Leicester 0, Blackburn Rovers 1. If you're just joining us, as the shadow creeps from our right-hand side up towards the halfway line. Meaning in the second half it'll be a challenge for the Foxes goalkeeper Stolarczyk. Leicester have the ball in a right-back berth. It's with Vestergaard now at centre-half. Here's Winks, he's got lots of space. You could draw one of those match-of-the-day circles with 20 yards around him at the minute. Here is Winks. That bouncing blonde hair of Christiansen goes back to Winks. Winks gets his chin up, stands on the ball with his right boot, pervades the scene. Knocks it towards Jordan James, given away though. Now there's a chance for Blackburn to break again. It's 2-on-2. Leicester could be in deep trouble here. Leicester could be in serious trouble. Gudjonsson's knocked it wide. Ahashi tries to give him a shout for a ball square, but it was 2-on-2 there. Leicester have it back. It's 1-0 Rovers.
Yeah, they didn't make the most of that. They had a great opportunity, especially after when it was 2-on-2 and Vestergaard then committed himself and it was 2-on-1, but
Fatawu for Leicester fakes a cross with his right boot, back onto his left in red boots on the far side of the field, the right wing for Fatawu. Now it's with Okoli, with that kind of rude hullet, late 80s, early 90s hair. Okoli, wide right for Fatawu. Fatawu up against Deneva. Fatawu gets a good crossing, keeper should and does take. And with 26 minutes gone, it's Leicester City 0, Blackburn Rovers 1. And all the clock's going to do now, Mark Albrighton, is it's going to cause a bit of unrest in the stands. Yeah,
I think exactly that. We said about Blackburn needing to come here and put pressure on early, and they've got the goal and they can do that now.
Ahashi's in loads of space. He's got the ball. He tries a shot, saved by the goalkeeper, and it's just cleared by Ricardo. Nobody was anywhere near Ahashi. Listen to the boos. The boos are from the Leicester City fans at the King Power Stadium because the defending there was woeful. Blackburn Rovers have carved Leicester City to ribbons. Henriksen inside, 25 yards out. Ahashi, he gets his shot off. Stolarczyk saves. There's nobody within 5 yards of him, 20 yards out.
No, and he's bad defending, and even on the rebound, Ricardo does really well in the end to make sure that he can get it clear before it falls to Gudjonsson. But This is where you need people like Vestergaard, Ricardo to step up and use their experience.
Corner Blackburn, and it goes to the near post. Stolarczyk does really well to take it, and he wants options, looks for them. And the referee has given Stolarczyk a free kick, which, to be honest, I don't think he wanted. I think he'd have preferred to kind of just get on with it, referee. Stolarczyk, by the way, has just taken the free kick outside of the box. Leicester have given it away. They are at 6s and 7s of Foxes. It could be 2 for Blackburn. The shot straight into Stolarczyk. What is going on with the Leicester City defending? It is awful. Approaching the half hour. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1. It could be 2 or 3.
Yeah, I just feel that they're very tentative. I feel like even when they've got numbers around the ball, they're not committing to make a tackle. They're not committing to take the ball off their opponent. They're just standing 1 or 2 yards off. Just in this stoppage in play now, Harry Winks just made sure everyone is going over to the sideline to try and regroup and get a bit of a tactical nous about how they're going to go forward from this. You can see him speaking down there to Andy King and try and get a bit of an idea of what they're going to do about this, because at the minute this isn't good enough.
Breaking play while Christensen receives some treatment for the Foxes. Both sets of players, including the leading Blackburn Rovers players in all yellow, getting their fluids on. Luke Thomas sent out to warm up with some vigour down below us. I think Christensen might be coming off. Put yourself in the coach's shoes if you're Marty Cifuentes. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm saying defensively we need to be better. We need to get tighter. We need to stop shots. We need to make tackles, and then offensively just be again more decisive. Like I said before, everything seems a little bit tentative, and that's defensively and offensively as well, because when the ball goes out wide, when you break that line, when the ball goes out wide to Mavadidi or Abdul Fattawu on the other side, you need to do things then with a lot more purpose and a lot more pace. Fattawu's squaring his defender up. You need to go past him, needs to take him down the line, then create the space to come inside. And at the minute, these things aren't happening, and everything's a little bit too safe.
And the atmosphere at the King Power Stadium is changing. Christensen is still down for Leicester, so I think what he's probably doing here is I think he's biding his time so that Luke Thomas can come on, if indeed that's the case. But Christensen limps off. He wipes his face with the bottom of his shirt, and off it seems comes Christensen. Gary Silk down there, I think it is, who's a physiotherapist. How's my knowledge?
No, I'm not sure. The one on the right must be new.
Yeah.
And you got the dock.
Yeah.
Front and centre.
It has ever around here. Yeah, so there's going to be a change, it would seem. I don't think Christensen's going to carry on. He's having a little trot. Looked like an ankle kind of problem, but he's been blighted by injury. So Leicester down to 10 here, 15 minutes before the half-time whistle goes. Leicester 0, Blackburn Rovers 1. The goal coming in the 20th minute from Gudjonsson. Lovely move from the visitors down the left wing, and that's where they come again. And Ricardo has been well and truly beaten down that side. The cross comes in for Blackburn towards the back post, and just defending at left back is Jordan James, who I think the 21-year-old has tremendous credit. He knows his fullback's off. He's thought, I'll fill in and I'll cover those runs. Leicester give the ball away though. Here is Henriksen, the one change from the win against Southampton for the visitors. Now a cross comes into the Leicester box. Stolarczyk does well. To be fair to him, juggles it. And Leicester just feel like they're on the ropes here, Mark Albrighton, and they're taking breaths.
Yeah, I thought Jordan James did really well back then. He won the ball back well. He's come out with the ball. He's made a simple pass to Harry Winks. Harry Winks then gets the ball, and he needs more from his striker. He's tried to play the ball into Carranza's feet. Carranza's nowhere to be seen. Defender just jumps in front of him. He needs more. You need to have a focal point, and at the minute they don't seem to have one of them.
There's a lethargy around King Power Stadium today in the stands, not necessarily on the pitch, as Simare doesn't get anywhere near it. Vestergaard trots across and Vestergaard clears. Those boos are from the Leicester City fans, and I think this was always the plan for Blackburn. Let the fans turn, because they will.
And Blackburn will know as well as any team and any club, and they've had their problems themselves at Ewood Park, and they know that teams will be going to Ewood Park saying, right, let's quieten this crowd down and we're in with a chance. So they'll be looking to do exactly the same at the King Power today.
Marty, sort it out, was the chant coming from the stand opposite us. as well as the Union FS away to our right in the Cup. That's where most of the noise comes from here at the King Power. It's a corner to Blackburn, into the Leicester box it goes. The Fox is half clearing. Mavadidi, who's barely been in the game, tries to clear, can't do so. Vestergaard dragged down, and now there could be a foot race, and Fatawu is involved in it. Deneva does well, he does very well for Blackburn. Deneva at left back there has done brilliantly, because he could have been caught flat-footed. It goes back to goalkeeper Tort, and Blackburn, not only have they steadied up in defence, they've scored a goal, but they're looking quite sharp actually. Here come the Foxes down the right with Fatawu, gets his cross in. Carranza again is the target, can't find him. Leicester throw in wide right. 32 minutes gone, Leicester 0, Blackburn Rovers 1 on TalkSport 2. The next voice you hear will be with an assessment of the first 32 minutes, that of Mark Albrighton.
Yeah, Blackburn, like we said before, have done superbly well in terms of their job and what they've come to do. They've ended up getting the goal, and Leicester need to be more assertive in everything they do.
With a cross, it's headed clear by Wharton, apologies. More assertive, you say?
They need to be more assertive in everything they do, both going forward and defensively as well, because at the minute everything's a little bit safe and a little bit half, and no commitment to whether it's making a tackle, whether it's taking a player on. They're thinking too much about it, and I think they need to just go with it and commit to things.
A bit of home stadium pressure as well in there as well, I think.
Yeah, it's never nice when you're on the pitch and you do hear the crowd and you can feel it turning. But these players need to block that out, and they know that they've got the beating of Blackburn if they're on song, so they need to get back to it.
12 minutes to go until the break here at the King Power Stadium. Leicester free kick is drilled in low towards the bottom. It goes over Fatawu. That's not going to go down very well. I think it was Jordan James. I think he's going to get the benefit of the doubt, to be fair to him, because I think he's played well. I think he's had a good season, but he got that one wrong. It's one of those low drilled free kicks, and it goes straight out to play for a throw into Blackburn in the right back position. TalkSport 2 with commentary after commentary after commentary. Leicester's next opponents are Middlesbrough on Tuesday. They travel to Vicarage Road today. We've got full commentary of Watford against Middlesbrough. Ian Dance from Perry Groves on duty. Dance, a Birmingham boy like you.
Lovely part of the world.
Yeah, yes indeed, yeah. I don't think you wear the same shirt, Mark. I think your shirt's a slightly different colour. Referees coming over just to have a little bit of a chat here after coming together. It would be a free kick to Blackburn Rovers. Down there nursing one's Sean McLaughlin. Picks himself up somewhat gingerly and stomps away. I think if you're the Blackburn back three, I think you're delighted not only just to see Carranza starting. Ayu's not starting. He's going to be a handful if you're one of those back three, because he'll bully you around. Carranza starts, and he's still trying to find his feet, frankly. It's meat and drink for those back three today. Carranza.
Yeah. I've not seen enough of him to be to be convinced by him at the minute. I think even when he came to the club, the lack of goals that he scored previously didn't really excite me. But I think he deserves to get another shot at it. He deserves to have games, to get used to it. That's the only way you are going to get used to it. But you can see now Daka and Ayu coming out to warm up, and I'm sure if this carries on, then they'll be on before long.
Stalacic clears. Daka with 1 goal in 23 for Leicester. Mavadidi tries to backheel it, tries to be smart, and in this situation I'm not sure that was the best idea, because he gave it away. Leicester win it back. Bouba Soumaré finds Fatawu wide right. He's the Fox's brightest prospect so far, into Ricardo. Leicester have got bodies over. Ricardo squares it back to Mavadidi over. But Ricardo shakes his hands forward in a circular motion. He says that's better. Ricardo Pereira looks to the crowd and says, get behind us. It is better from Leicester. Mavadidi's shot goes over. It's Leicester 0, Blackburn 1.
Yeah, and he's spot on, and this is what I was saying earlier. It needs people like Ricardo, it needs Harry Winks, it needs Yannick Vestergaard to lift this group of players, because you can see that some of them do get affected with it. Some of them are young, some of them aren't used to it. So they need to pick this group of players up, and out on the pitch there's only them there, and you can feel quite isolated. So you need to stick together, and you need to get back at the good things that you know you can do, and your strengths. And that was a much better move from Leicester, and just bar the finish, it would have been them back on track.
Leicester have the ball in the defensive region, which is normally a good cue for a commentator to get a bit more out of his summariser, but the way Leicester defended today, I'm not sure I'm particularly safe. I'm going to ask you about some of your leaders back in your day in a minute, Marco. Right down the right though comes Fatawu. Fatawu spreads it beautifully, finds Christensen, who's recovered from that knock, needs a cross, comes back inside, goes backwards, Winks. Leicester 30 yards from the Blackburn goal, attacking the end to our left. The sun's gone in, the temperature's dropped. Here's James. Jordan James gets a left-footed cross in. Mavididi heads it square when it needed to go goalwards. The crowd are saying, why did you go square? I think that's what he meant to do. I think he meant to head it towards goal, but it's just gone square. 1-0 Blackburn.
Yeah, I'm not sure heading is his strength, Mavididi. I think I couldn't agree with you more. I think he has tried to go for goal there. He just got it horribly wrong. But again, better. They've got bodies in the box. They're getting the ball in the box. Yeah, it's a lot better.
Head like a Toblerone. Down the right comes Fatawu now for Leicester. 7 to go before the break. They trail Blackburn by a goal to nil. Fatawu, James, right footed shot over the bar. It was a rasping effort. He had to take it in his stride, did Jordan James. Leicester looking for the equaliser. Fatawu again at the centre of most good things about Leicester City. Set it back. Jordan James just running onto it beautifully. It's a yard over. It's Leicester 0, Blackburn 1.
Yeah, last few minutes been a lot better. Good opportunity there. He strikes it well. It's just a foot too high, just over the bar. But again, it's down that right hand side. It's Fatawu that's causing the problems, and it's a case of getting the ball out to him fast. They need to get the ball out to him as quick as possible, so that he can isolate the wing back.
At the voice of a winger of these parts for many a year. 10 years?
10 years. Yeah.
Free transfer.
Yeah, free. Yeah, it's about my value, that.
Well, you say that. Free transfer, went on to win the Premier League, win the FA Cup, win the Community Shield, Champions League quarter-finalist. Not a bad free transfer. It was an interesting team that season. Not a lot of money spent. Shout outs to Steve Walsh Senior, head of recruitment at that time. Foul against Carranza. Free kick, Leicester. Scott Wharton committing the foul on the halfway line. Talk about leaders. Give me some names from back in your day. I'd imagine Wesley Morgan's one.
Wes Morgan's certainly one. Fantastic leader. He weren't one for bawling and shouting, but when something needed to be said, he would always make sure that it was said, and everybody was moving on from that situation. Kasper Schmeichel, bit more aggressive with his leadership. Fantastic player that I admire dearly. I think he probably sent my game to a new level in terms of my professionalism, and once I seen him doing certain things, I wanted to get to that point. So him as well. So I've had some good ones over the years.
Free kick Blackburn. It was Mavididi fouling Lewis Miller, who signed from Hibs in the summer on a 3-year deal, did the 25-year-old Miller, but Mavididi just tugging away at his shirt. So free kick to Blackburn, who had taken their time on. I do not blame them. 4.5 minutes to go before the break. Taut still with the cap on, not needed because the sun's long since disappeared. Leicester clear. Carranza has it in what's a left wing position here, finds Christensen, who frankly just whacks it anywhere will do downfield. Straight into Taut, and they're going to turn the crowd here, our Blackburn Rovers, if not already. That's for sure. Interesting to hear Valérien Ismaël after the win against Southampton. He said the game against Southampton must be a benchmark for the players. If you go below that line in the first half, you won't get anything in this league. Well, they've had a decent first half in this game.
Yeah, they have. I've been impressed with them. I think they started slowly. They look like they lack confidence, but as soon as they've got the goal, they've looked threatening going forward.
Ricardo Pereira finds Fatu, Leicester's brightest prospect tries his luck from 25 odd yards at an angle. That goes in, it's goal of the season, but he is capable of that. Abdul Fattah, who scored 3 this season, and a couple of them beauties, but not on that occasion. Leicester have it halfway inside the Blackburn half. 1-0 Blackburn lead here. The goal in the 20th minute from Gudjonsson. Leicester give it away, and now the creator, Deniva, looks to come down the left wing. It's with Ahashi. Scored in the defeat against Sheffield United 10 days ago, did the Japan international. Blackburn fans finding their voices. You can understand why. Languishing in the Championship, but a great start. And down the right comes Fatawu for Leicester. Is he going to keep that ball in? No is the answer. And he kicks the advertising hoardings in frustration, does the Ghanaian.
Yeah, you can see him getting frustrated even these last sort of 5-10 minutes. I've been watching him, and he does look a frustrated figure. I think he wants the ball early. He wants to make things happen. He wants to have a lot of space to be able to take his opponent on, and I feel like he don't feel he's getting that at the minute.
2 minutes to go before the break. Blackburn for sure are just trying to see this out, and you can understand why. Goalkeeper Tort goes long, and the referee's given a free kick against the goal scorer, Gudjonsson. 37 caps and 10 goals for Iceland, the 23-year-old. Back at 23, 37 caps for your country, Gudjonsson.
Extremely good.
You played with a player who had a similar international record at a very young age, as I recall, Yuri Tillemans.
Yeah,
he got loads of caps by 20 old, didn't he?
We talk about leaders. He is another one. Leads by example, and he's so experienced at such a young age. I think he had captained Monaco and Anderlecht in the Champions League, and he came with a wealth of experience at such a young age.
Throwing wide left for Blackburn. It goes long. It hits the goal scorer. Gudjonsson inside. He goes to Ahashi. Ahashi still on the ball, twisting, turning, looking to win something, probably a corner. Look at Blackburn, they've got a little rondo going. The Olays are coming out now. They're knocking the ball around in 2-3 yards beautifully down the left wing. 18 yards from goal. That's called the curse of the commentator kids, because they then give it away and Leicester clear. Interesting what a goal can do for confidence though, eh?
Yeah, it is, and they'll just build it, as like you say, the longer the game goes on and that clock ticks, it's they're gonna have even more confidence.
Do you reckon that Martin Cifuentes will look to the bench at half time, particularly up front?
I think he will do.
Yeah, he's got a couple of options. I'm sure we'll go through them at half time as Blackburn look to come down the right hand side. In fact, that's out of play. His options are Daka, Ayew. Declan over Reed if you want a bit of width. Mavadidi's barely been in the game.
No, I've been disappointed with Mavadidi. I have this season, I must admit. I think I've worked with him, I've played with him. I know that he's got bags of ability. I know when he's on song, and he is a real threat. He's positive, takes players on. He's got great feet, but not seen it this season at all.
Well, he's just gotten around Carranza to pick the ball up, and he's done well there, Mavadidi. His best contribution to the game. Cross comes in from Fatawu, but Carranza didn't diving header. He could have just stooped for it, like a 100-metre sprinter, just throwing your chest at the line. If Carranza does that on the edge of the 6-yard box, I think he scores an easy goal. It's 1-0 Blackburn.
Yeah, it's difficult to say without seeing. We'll probably see now, but I think he's expecting the ball just to be rolled across the floor, but it does get lifted. Yeah, he's got to do more. He's got to push himself to try and get on the end of that, Carranza, and that's where I just feel like we're just lacking up that top end of the pitch, Leicester.
1-0 it is, Blackburn here. You're listening to Talk Sport. That voice you just heard, that of Mark Albrighton. My name's Ian Stringer, bringing you full commentary here from the King Power Stadium. The only goal is with 1 minute into 3 minutes to be added at the end of the first half. The only goal coming in the 20th minute. Andre Gudjonsson with it. He scored an 86th minute winner against Saints last time out. He scored the goal that separates the sides here as Leicester come forward. I think they're probably good for their lead as well, Blackburn, I've got to say. Here's Mavadidi, wide left for Leicester. Leicester attacking the ends well left. Mavadidi chops inside, still needs a final product. Tries a left footed cross, digs one out. It's clear. Ahashi just whacks it forward for Blackburn.
Just even in that situation there, Mavadidi's got the chance to put the cross in with his right foot. He turns it down and delays it.
Samari with the ball in towards Jordan James inside right channel. He needs a good cross. It's overhit and it's way too big. Christensen does brilliantly to keep it in fairness. That looked like it was going out all day. Leicester keeping it alive. Winked, poor clear by Blackburn. Forward come the Rovers, but Okoli into Ahashi. Ahashi somehow keeps the ball. Ricardo Pereira does well, and Leicester have it with Vestergaard on the halfway. Now Mavadidi. Look at Carantha having a bit of an arm wrestle up front. Here is Mavadidi. Loses the ball, but is fortunate to get it back. Still got the ball as Mavadidi. This might be the last action of the first half. Christensen left-footed, digs out across for Leicester. In towards Carantha it goes, but Blackburn are just getting the big, muscly centre-halves around Carantha and saying, we will sweep you up. It's like Leicester need somebody on his toes. They need a number 10 to go and sit and help him. Yeah, we spoke about their centre-halves. That's food and drink for them, hopeful balls that are getting put into the box. Well done, Blackburn. They're marshalling this game very, very well. And here's the goal scorer, Gudjonsson, in his own half. He's got an option to the left-hand side. Okoli should deal with that, and he does. And he's just accidentally need Ahashi on the way through. Christensen, the crowd getting behind the Foxes, who trail by a goal to nil. That boo is because Christensen has gone backwards rather than forwards. This place is going to be toxic in the next 30 seconds, unless that goes in, which it doesn't. Listen to this. That is the half-time whistle at the King Power Stadium, and it's a half-time whistle of some very, very frustrated Leicester City Foxes fans. Two people have just shouted across to Mark Albright to my left-hand side and said, get your boots on. Yeah, I don't think I'd make much difference, I'm honest. Had a good week after. But no. Give us your assessment of the first half. 1-0 Blackburn. Yeah, and it's not been a game full of great football from both teams. I think that what Blackburn have done and the way that they've played the game is perfect in terms of they've come here, they've quietened the crowd, they've turned the crowd, they've got their goal, and now second half it's down to Leicester to come out at them, and that'll open gaps, and which we've already seen. But I think from a Leicester point of view, it's just not been good enough. A lot of hopeful balls into the box that is just getting ate up by the three centre halves, and when that happens, they need to find another way of creating chances and breaking down this Blackburn team and breaking down that low block, because at the minute they seem out of ideas, and there's a lot of it falling on Fatawu, and there's a lot of onus on him, and he can't do it all himself. Huge credit, Faker Others should go to Blackburn Rovers for me. They broke the deadlock in the 20th. Gudjonsson with the goal that separates them. Defensively, they've been astute. Leicester City have been poor at the back. At the break, the visitors lead. Leicester City 0, Blackburn Rovers 1. Thank you, Faye. Yes, welcome back. The sun is back out at King Power Stadium. Leicester 0, Blackburn Rovers 1, and the visitors are going to be bringing on Morishita by the looks of things. In fact, it could well be a double change. Hedges coming on as well. So indeed, Deneva's coming off, the left back who assisted the goal, which is interesting. He comes off, Ryan Hedges comes off, and as I suspected at the break, Mark Albright and I having a bit of a chat. Henriksen going off, Morishita comes on. I suggest that's because he's on the yellow card, but for the record, Leicester blue shirt, blue shorts, blue socks, attacking the cop end to our right. No changes for the Foxes. Stolacic in goal, Ricardo Pereira, Okoli, Vestergaard and Christensen the back four, with Samare, Winks and Jordan James in the middle. The wingers are Mavadidi and Fatawu, with the frontman Carantha for Leicester City, whose bench reads Begovic, the goalkeeper, Silko Thomas, Luke Thomas, Oliver Skip, as Carantha is offside, so if he puts it in, it will not matter, which he did. It will not matter. Patson Daka, Hamza Chowdhury, Bobby Decordova reads Jordan Ayew and Wout Fass. It was a good run in fairness from Carantha, you know. He's running behind, he's offside, he's put it in, but a bit of bright for the Foxes fans. And Blackburn a goal up here in yellow shirt, shorts and socks, with Taut in goal, Miller, Wharton and McLaughlin the back three. On has come Ryan Hedges, with Alibiosu, Tronstad, Gardner-Hickman, Ahashi, Gudjonsson and substitute Morishito's come on as they attack now. Cross comes in. This could be number 2 for Blackburn. He's gone over the bar. He's got to score. Gardner Hickman, he's got to work the goalkeeper bare minimum. Cross along the deck, 12 yards out. I think he strikes it with his instep. 1 minute and 3 gone in the second half. For me, he's got to work the goalkeeper. I think he should score. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1.
Yeah, he has to score, Taylor Gardner Hickman. The ball drops nicely to him around the penalty spot. Yeah, it's on his left foot, but a player of his technical ability would fancy that 100%. If you give him the ball there, 9 times out of 10, he certainly hits the target, but on this occasion gets it horribly wrong, skies it over.
He did indeed. So, for the record, the rest of the bench, Pears is a goalkeeper on the bench with Pickering, Ribeiro, Tavares, Gay, Forshaw and Montgomery if Blackburn want to make any more changes. There's a bit of an issue up front for Rovers here. Down has gone goal scorer and frontman Gudjonsson. Vestergaard is in close proximity. Vestergaard's got his hands on his hips with his blue shirt billowing around in the Saturday afternoon breeze. It is windy down there. Looks to be pleading innocence. So in fact what's happened is Gudjonsson's just run into the back of Vestergaard. Well, there's a Fiat 500 going into the back of a articulated lorry, frankly. I wouldn't want to run into the back of Yannick Vestergaard.
No, absolutely not. He's a big lad.
Yeah. Long ball forward from a free kick for Blackburn Rovers. Leicester scrapping away to try and win it. And Christensen opts long, looks for Fatawu. Fatawu, do you know, he did really well to control it. It was just unfortunate it stuck so hard in his boots almost. And Blackburn Rovers have an opportunity to clear their lines. They lead by a goal to 0 here on TalkSport 2. Cracking game at the Vic. Watford taking on Middlesbrough. But we've got this to contend with first, and then after that, Brackley against Notts County. Mike McCarthy and Charlie Austin in the FA Cup first round. They're on commentary duty at St James's Park. Throw in Leicester, wide right wing. Leicester attacking the Kop end to our right. We're above the tunnel here at King Power Stadium. Here's Harry Winks. Winks, who's got 1 this season, trots right, finds Fatawu. Leicester need an equaliser. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Fatawu's gotten round his man and wins a free kick, only after protesting hard to the referee. And this, to coin a hockeyism, is a short corner.
Yeah, I want to see Fatawu do more of that. A lot of the time in the first half, he cut inside on his left foot, but on this occasion, goes down to the byline, tries to get to the byline for a cross or a cutback, and he's got the pace to do that, and he does cause problems when he does that because he's so sharp over those first 2 or 3 yards.
So it's a Leicester free kick. It's next to that little mark there is that's 10 yards from the corner flag that just indicates a 10-yard quadrant, shall we say, for players to stand behind defending players. The ball's very close to that little mark that's off the field of play. It's only 2 yards from being a penalty. 4.5 minutes gone in the second period. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1, TalkSport 2. Looks like it's going to be taken by Victor Christensen, leaning on his right hip. Takes it short, right-footed over the bar. That's awful from Harry Winks, but gets applause from Martin Cifuentes because it's a move, they've worked on it, everyone thinks it's going to the back post. Harry Winks wants it, gets it. The execution's not great, the idea is better. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1.
Yeah, and they need to show more of that, just that bit of creativity, because a lot of the time it was just percentage football and they're just lumping balls into certain areas and there weren't really much thought about it. At least with that, you can see a little bit of thought. I thought maybe Christensen wraps it back at Harry Winks, probably could have took a little bit off it, but again, Harry Winks, the execution has got to be better.
10 caps for England, Harry Winks, in his time. Will have wanted to have done, but he's got the ability to do better. I think in this league he's one of those players, for me, watching throughout the league with respect, he's one of the ones that does stand out as being kind of head and shoulders above this league, but success in the Premier League remains to be seen. He'll want to be promoted, but lots going on at Leicester City.
Yeah.
Chief executive left relatively recently, Susan Whelan, after an incredible spell at the helm. Points deductions, chief executives left. It's a difficult time of the year for the club, incidentally, because it's the anniversary of the tragic helicopter crash just 4 days ago. The club's darkest day. I went and visited the Memorial Garden before the game and saw the commemoration to Kunvishai, the former chairman. If ever you do come to the King Power as an away fan, head to the garden. It's beautiful. And a memory of a tragic day, but memory of some people that were lost on that day. Throw into Blackburn down the left-hand side. They lead 1-0 here on TalkSport 2. Ricardo for Leicester does well, juggles, clears over his head. Gardner-Hickman, who could have scored a second for Blackburn, the former Bristol City and West Brom. He's on loan from Birmingham, could have scored, didn't. Throw in wide left again for the visitors. Sean McLaughlin goes short. Now a chance for the ball to be crossed by Blackburn. It is a volley and it's saved by the goalkeeper. Again, should have gone in. Morishita should have scored. He really should have. Right-footed volley. Morishita he didn't quite catch it, Mark Albrighton, did he? 1-0 Rovers.
No, he hits it into the ground in the end, but it's another fantastic chance and just so free at the back post, and it's a lovely ball in, but...
Cross for Leicester, it's clear. Well done Blackburn. They're working their moves and their opportunities so well.
They've just been so patient and passing the ball around and then waiting for a gap to appear, which on many occasions so far in the game it has done.
Morishita with the chance that he couldn't convert, and forward once again come Blackburn. That was Ahashi, a couple of Japan internationals in the yellow of Blackburn at this stage. Both experienced as well. Ahashi, 29-year-old. Morishita, 28, as Leicester try and come forward. Mavididi making a run but can't get there. Alebiosu clears for Blackburn to the halfway line, to the aforementioned Morishita. Blackburn looking tidy. Look at the run down the left-hand side. A real chance. If they could get it to the back post, and free and screaming for the ball was Ryan Hedges. 1-0 Blackburn.
Yeah, and you can see they play this system so well. Ryan Hedges come on at wing back at half time, and he's getting forward at every single opportunity. On that occasion, he's got 10-15 yards of space at the back post if he can be found with the cross. On this occasion he weren't, but they're getting in some great positions. Blackburn really working openings well. Here's Jordan James for Leicester down the right. Jordan James twists, turns. Can he dig a cross out? He does. Low towards the near post. Crowds and doubles. Leicester should equalise. How's he saved that? Mavididi from 4 yards. Tort gets across and saves it. I've never seen anything like it. Mavididi's in front of goal 4 yards, and somehow Blackburn goalkeeper Tort, huge credit to him. How has he gotten across to save that? 1-0 Blackburn. Yeah, it's a fantastic save by Tort, but Mavididi has to score. You can say anything about the goalkeeper. He stands up tall, he puts his body in the... Mavididi has to score. When you're that close to goal, you're in that much space, just slide it into the back of the net. If I put Mavididi in front of goal where he just was 100 times, how many is he scoring? 99. You are, aren't you? You 99. Are. You've got to score. He had to score. Well done to Tort. Somehow threw everything he could at the ball, but Mavididi has got to score. Blackburn a little fortunate there for me. But 1-0 they lead. They're riding their good fortune, and they may get a cross in here. Christensen's done well against Alebiosu, who was looking to cross. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1 on TalkSport 2. Yeah, we're just watching this back now. Jordan James does superbly well down the right. Carranza gets to the near post to try and leave it, and the goalkeeper does well. Like I say, he stands tall, he spreads himself, but Mavididi, he's got both sides of the goal to aim at. He just needs to pass it in. If he mishits it, it goes in. Crossed by Blackburn towards the back post. It's got Kostelacic's goal. He does well to catch it and save. TalkSport Breakfast is back from 6 o'clock on Monday, looking back on the weekend's action with Jess Stelling and Ali McCoist. If you prefer waking up some tunes, Chris Evans is on Virgin every morning at 6:30. TalkSport app is your one-stop shop for all our stations. You can happily swipe between them to suit your requirements. Download it from your favourite app store now, whether it be TalkSport 1, TalkSport 2, swipe across. Love listening to Breakfast. White and Jordan's my favourite though.
Get Simon Jordan on his high horse, there's nothing better. That'll be Mavadidi's head now, Mark Albrighton, won't it?
I'm sure it will. Do you know, I've seen him, there's been a couple of occasions this season where he has missed really good chances from good areas of the pitch. He gets himself in them positions, and he's missed a couple of big chances this season, and it does seem to affect him.
Uva Samare looks for Fatawu, can't find him. Hedges, the substitute for Blackburn, goes past Ricardo Pereira, and is Ricardo Pereira going to be booked for that? I think he's going to get away with it, the City skipper. Just a body check. Ill discipline from the Portuguese. Leicester fan to my right hand side just looked at me. I can lip read some of it, I can repeat, and he said it's unbelievable. There might have been a word in between. 11 since the break. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1. Blackburn could have had a second, let's remember that as well. Morishita with an opportunity. Here is the goal scorer in the 20th minute, Gudjonsson, scrapping away against Ricardo, beats him in the arm wrestle. Tell you what, they are popping it around, Blackburn Rovers, at the moment, with consummate ease, with confidence. Leicester trying to close down, and they force Rovers back to their goalkeeper, Tort, who just rolls it with his studs and then looks long right-footed, wheels his arms behind him as he recoils like a spring. Samare trying to win it in his own half, but he's given it straight to Hedges for Blackburn, who stays on his feet down the left. Ricardo, that's a poor tackle, misses Hedges by 2 postcodes, and now Blackburn with another opportunity to cross, takes a deflection from Okoli, saved by the goalkeeper. What was Ricardo's tackle there? He was miles off it. 1-0 Blackburn.
Yeah, I think Ryan Hedges has done very well since he's come on in this second half. He's attacked well, seems to be playing very high up the pitch, and very brave. And that's one thing I like about Blackburn. They've come here and they have been very brave. They obviously went with a 2 up top to start with.
Scott Wharton has just schooled Caranda just now, stood up strong, said if you want to get past me, get past me. This should be a corner for Leicester. Here it is. The corner at the Kop end to our right. Carranza picking himself up, but Carranza's run into Scott Wharton, and Wharton's just stood there. So if you want to come past me, you can go through me if you want, but you're not going to, and he didn't.
Yeah, they've played him really well. The back three of Blackburn played Carranza so well, and yeah, he's on there. He's up there on his own, but he's got to be stronger for me. He's not put himself about. He's not caused them enough problems.
Montgomery's coming on very soon for Blackburn. We've had 59 minutes. It's Leicester 0, Blackburn 1 on TalkSport 2. The Foxes have a corner that's taken short to Fatawu. Fatawu on his left boot needs a cross, gets one. Clear for another corner for the Foxes, who are trying to get up a bit of a head of steam here. Leicester are going to make a double substitution themselves. Silko Thomas is going to come on, and I can't see who the second player is. Leicester with a corner, cross goes into the box, Okoli heads it square, and then it's hacked clear by Blackburn Rovers, and the referee is given a free kick, I think for a flailing leg mid defensive header. That's what I think anyway. Double substitution. Yeah, Patson Daka's coming on as well, Mark Albrighton.
Yeah, he'll just stretch him. He will make the runs. Silko will probably come off maybe the left hand side, and he'll have a run at his fullback. But I think Daka's the one that can really cause the problems. I know he's not had a great time of things in his Leicester career, but he offers something that Carranza doesn't. Especially in this game, he will stretch, he will look to get in behind, and especially if they're pushing their wing backs on, there will be them gaps that are open. So two changes that will hopefully for Leicester City have an impact.
We shall see. The change takes place. Montgomery replaces Gardner Hickman, so a change for Blackburn. Leicester 0, Blackburn 1 is the latest score. Header comes in, and a throw in to the Foxes. What do you think Martin Cifuentes is thinking now? Because Blackburn are playing the better football and outsmarting them for me.
Yeah, they are, and there's so much pressure on this Leicester team, especially now, goal behind at home in a game that they should be winning. Before the game, you would have said they were odds on to win the game. So there's a lot of pressure, and Blackburn will just pick them off now because they know they're desperate. They know there'll be gaps that appear. They've just got to be patient, and they'll create chances.
And just to epitomise what's going on at the King Power Stadium at the minute, the two giant screens have just both failed.
Well, sums it up at the minute, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I guess the fortunate thing is that the Leicester fans won't see a replay of any Blackburn second or third goal. Whilst the ball is out of play, we've got team news with Watford against Borough. Ian Danter.
3 changes for both Watford and Middlesbrough this afternoon. Pollock, Cipriano and Kieran Gord recalled by Javi Gracia for Watford. Ayling, Brown and Conway coming to the Borough lineup. We're live from 2:30 here at Vicarage Road. Full commentary coming up on Watford against Middlesbrough.
Cheers, Dance. Back here at King Power Stadium, it remains Leicester 0, Blackburn 1 in the Championship. The Foxes on the brink of a treble substitution, it looks like, down below. Ayew and Daka set to come on. We've had 21 minutes of the second half. Blackburn getting down the right wing. They could get a cross in to score a second. They have scored a second. Blackburn Rovers 2 up, and that game looks dead and buried. It's Gudjonsson with the first, it's Gudjonsson with the second. 2 goals and probably all 3 points for Blackburn. Leicester 0, Blackburn Rovers 2.
Yeah, and it's the wing back again. It's Olabiosu who creates the goal. He gets to the byline. He whips a lovely ball across the face of goal. And Gudjonsson's there. He's the one that's on his toes. He's the one that makes the drive to go and get that ball. And he finishes with so much confidence into the roof of the net. And Stalacic has got no chance.
They're chanting you're not fit to wear the shirt at the minute, Mark Albrighton.
It's not a good place to be if you're a Leicester City player out on that pitch at the minute. 2-0 down, the fans have turned. It's not a good place to be. It's not a good position to be in. They need to turn this around and fast.
They're 2-0 down, and they've got 12 players on the pitch at the minute because Luke Thomas is about to come on. Christensen's got to go off, so a treble substitution. But let's pick the bones out of the goal. Olabiosu's done brilliantly to cross it, and I've got to credit the run. Gudjonsson's done well. He's got penalty spot to the near post, wrapped it round. He scored a good goal.
And we just compare it. We compare everything to the Leicester situation and Carranza in the first half, where he should have dove to get the ball. Gudjonsson's made sure he got to that ball first. He's made sure that he's made that run. He's arced it round his defender. He's got to that near post, and he's wrapped such a confident finish into the top of the net.
Well, we said at least they won't get to see the replay on the giant screens of the second goal. It was tongue-in-cheek, but it's true. So Luke Thomas on for the Foxes, Jordan Ayew on for the Foxes, and Patson Daka, who's on the ball here, on for the Foxes. Martin Cifuentes has got some things to consider. Carranza has had a very, very difficult game. He's had a poor game, let's get it right. He's had a very poor game.
I just feel like he hasn't had an impact in terms of he hasn't put himself about, he hasn't made runs in behind, and he's not offered his team anything at all. Yeah, it's hard for him. He's up there on his own with 3 centre-halves, 3 very good centre-halves as well. It's going to be difficult for him, but just put yourself about a little bit, cause a bit of an issue, cause a bit of a problem. Let them know that they're in a game. Them 3 centre-halves, they've just ran the show.
They've been outstanding.
Yeah, they have, and they've done it effortlessly as well. They've not had anything to deal with.
Yep, they barely need to wash their shirts after the game. Fatawu for Leicester, well tackled by Hedges, who's come on at half-time for Blackburn and just slotted in nicely. Hedges for Blackburn. But the centre-halves, McLaughlin, Wharton and Miller, have been outstanding for the Rovers. Leicester 2-0 down here, TalkSport 2. Bringing you all the goals from the big games in the EFL here on TalkSport, whether you're swiping across on the app to TalkSport 1 or TalkSport 2. We've got it covered. Leicester out-muscled in the Blackburn half, and Rovers look to go long, but that just drifts out of play and it'll be a throw-in. There's a treatment needing to be administered to Jordan James, who got a kick. And in the 66th minute, Leicester's 1 win and 8 is going to go to 1 win in 9. And they will have lost the last 3 if it stays this way, which there are no signs of it changing from the evidence of the first 66 minutes. But then you go back to Mavididi 4 yards out.
Yeah, and it's turning points, it's details in games, it's moments, and obviously if Mavididi goes on to score that, which he should have, would it have been a different game? Would Leicester have then picked it up and gone on to win the game? Who knows? But it's all if buts and maybes. And like I say, we were saying earlier, even in this second half, Blackburn have been good. Yeah. They've been very good. Let's make no doubt about that. Leicester have been poor, but Blackburn have been good. They've been patient. They've waited for their opportunity. And they've found the gaps. And it's 2-0. They could have had another 2 with the Gardner-Hickman chance and the Morishita chance as well.
That's the voice of Mark Albrighton, former Fox winger, winner of this division, as well as the Championship, FA Cup, Community Shield. Those days are gone, long gone. And as much as Fox's fans will enjoy watching the giant screen pre-match, and they'll see all the montage of the Yuri Tillemans FA Cup winning goal and the Jamie Vardy goals winning the Premier League, these are different days. Those days are gone. And as local banker Sabian in a lyric once wrote, those days are forgotten. Live long in the memory, and something the fans will always enjoy, but at the moment it's a difficult watch for the Foxes fans. But Blackburn honestly are popping the ball around at the moment and look outstanding. They do not look 21st in this division. They're 2-0 up, and every play has grown an inch. Throw in they have wide right on a hat-trick, Gudjonsson. We heard of Keeper Moore's perfect hat-trick last night. Can there be another one this afternoon? He's on a hat-trick. Montgomery on, a reminder for Blackburn, and there are Leicester fans leaving already. People are heading to the exits. 68 minutes gone on TalkSport 2. Well, he's tried rolling the dice. Ayew, Daka, Thomas. Throw-in comes into the Leicester box. They half deal with it. It does need Vestergaard to still get a bit of a head-on to clear, but back towards danger it comes from Tronstad. He's looked good in central midfield as well, just grinding away the Norwegian. Alabiusu wide right for Blackburn, tries to get down to the dead ball line, digs out a good cross. Ricardo's just about there to head the ball into safety, but who was loitering with intent? Gudjonsson, who gets a scuffed cross in here, and then Fatawu puts the ball straight out of play. There are 6s and 7s of Foxes here, and Blackburn capitalised. I'll tell you what Blackburn are doing well here for me, Mark Albright. They're 2 up. We'll go, that's all right. We're going to take another 10 seconds with this throw-in. We're going to take a bit longer with this free kick. We're going to just take any energy you've got out of this game.
Yeah, now for them it's just a case of managing the game. They've got it exactly where they would want it, probably even better as they come forward again. But they've played the game perfectly. If there was a game plan, I'm sure it's been executed perfectly. And now they're in this position with 20 or so minutes to play, 2-0 up. They just need to pass the ball around, keep possession.
Leicester can't keep possession, and here come Blackburn, but it's stolen by Harry Winks, who was backtracking, trying to get defensively. Leicester are all over the place at the minute. Harry Winks is at right back. A cross comes into the Foxes box, and Vestergaard gets a head on it. Alabiusu recycles. Jordan Ayew's at left back. Alabiusu, the fullback for Blackburn, knocks it in field. And they just want it a bit more as well, Rovers. You know, they're scrapping away and winning their head-to-heads. They're winning their battles. Here is Tronstad again for Blackburn. Wide right, halfway inside the Leicester half. 2-0 Blackburn lead on TalkSport 2 at the King Power Stadium. If you're just tuning in, it's Gudjonsson with a pair of goals that will elevate Blackburn Rovers up the Championship table that they desperately need. With a Sumare and a Coley clear Leicester's lines. Leicester look like they're trying to do a jigsaw puzzle with a blindfold on. Here is Harry Winks in his own half, looks for Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew down the left-hand side. Jordan Ayew threatened to use a bit of pace, or the pace that he's still got. Loses out to Lewis Miller, who again marshalled him nicely.
Yeah, managed it really well. Again, what I've said all game, I feel like the wing backs have been crucial for Blackburn in this game. Olabiosu on that far side, then even Ryan Hedges coming on in his second half, and the way that he's played and how direct they've been, how attacking they've been, getting crosses in the box. But when Leicester have broke, the three centre halves are there for that security, and they've mopped every single thing up that's come their way.
Here's Winks just over the halfway line, finds Ricardo Pereira for Leicester. 19 minutes to go. Good turn in the middle of the park from Bouba Samare. Samare then gives the ball away. Blackburn try and knock it forward, but Vestergaard's done well. Luke Thomas and now Harry Winks. Winks looks inside right channel and finds Ricardo Pereira, the captain, inside to Winks, 5-yard pass. Winks then puts his palms to the sky as if to say, there's not loads of options ahead of me here, boys.
Yeah, and he's right to some extent, because you've got Patson Daka, Jordan Ayew and Abdul Fatawu, the three ahead of him, that are just stood next to defenders. They're not looking to make a movement, a double movement, one going behind, one comes short. They're just static, and they're just going to get eaten alive by the defenders.
Or the Mark Albrighton dodge, the 2-yard run, drop your shoulder and then go. Saw that a few times. But no, they were all standing still. Ricardo went in with his studs up a bit there, got away with it. And that's the one thing that you want as a manager. You want discipline to remain while you're 2-0 down at home. The risk of a red card is quite high. Leicester are going to make another substitution. Bobby Decordova-Reid coming on, I'd imagine, for Abdul Fatawu. Although Jordan James is struggling. Yeah, I think it's for Jordan James, you know. It is.
Substitution for Leicester City, it's number 6, Jordan James. Number 14, Bobby Decordova-Reid.
Decordova-Reid on. I'm not sure what the boos were for. Were the boos for taking Jordan James off? I think he came off because he was injured, right?
Yeah, I think it's difficult for fans to know that. Obviously, we can see it. We're having a proper look at it here. I think fans are so invested in what's happening now that any decision that he makes at the minute won't go down well.
No, it's not. There are 17 minutes to go at King Power Stadium. It's Leicester 0, Blackburn 2. 2 goals from Gudjonsson. After his goal against Southampton last week for Rovers, he's in a retrain of form within 7 days. They've got Bristol City away next up, Derby at home and Preston away. Big game for Blackburn, Preston away in 3 games time. Leicester have got Middlesbrough, Norwich and Stoke. So Borough's going to be a test for Leicester, having suffered defeat here. Luke Thomas just crosses the ball straight into the arms of Balaz Tort, and he gets booed for it. And that is 2 people's cue to our right-hand side, Mark Albrighton to leave. 74 minutes gone.
Yeah, since I've been coming back a little bit this season, and gradually you can start seeing, even before the game, and the stadium not full, and it is disappointing. I get it, I fully get it. It's not exciting to come and watch at the minute, so I do understand it. And now obviously still got 15 or so minutes to play, and fans leaving. It's not a good place to be at the moment.
And if you're Blackburn Rovers, what, you just make it ugly for the next 10 minutes? Yeah,
pretty much. And do you know what? From what I've seen of them, there's no reason why they can't go and create more opportunities, because Leicester will be trying to push forward, and Blackburn, all they've got to do is knock the ball around, be patient with it, and like I said before, the gaps will open up for them, and they will get more opportunities.
The songs you can hear are coming from the Blackburn Rovers fans who have travelled from the northwest today. With a quarter of an hour to go on TalkSport 2, it's Leicester 0, Blackburn Rovers 2. A reminder at the start of today's proceedings, Leicester in 10th, Blackburn in 21st. The visitors, having lost 7 of the opening 11 in the league, they have performed brilliantly. Leicester fans with some sarcastic olays as they string 4 passes together. Here's a Coley wearing the number 5 forward. He finds the diminutive figure of Decordova-Reid. Leicester win a throw-in. Fatawu casting a frustrated figure. Leicester need leaders, and that's exactly what Blackburn have got, and I think it's gotten them through a lot of this game. Here is their captain, Ricardo Pereira, deckled over Reed with the cross. Out it comes to Luke Thomas. He finds fellow substitute Jordan Ayew wide left, who I think has lost entire perspective as to where the ball is there. Twice. Somehow has kept it at his feet. Will try and fashion a cross, will he? Now he goes back to Luke Thomas. Now Winks. Winks squares it up and almost gives it away, and Blackburn were away there. They are streaming to the exits here at the King Power Stadium. TalkSport 2, Leicester 0, Blackburn 2. Rovers with a goal in each half from Gudjonsson. Here's Fatawu. Does well to beat his man, gets to the dead ball line, crosses. Out for a corner. He's been Leicester's one bright spark, has he?
Yeah, he has. I feel like he's been in and out of the game, but when he has been in it, he's looked lively first half. Like I said, he was coming inside on his left foot a lot. He's had a couple of opportunities in this second half where he's gone down the line to the byline, tried to create something. So he has looked lively when he's been given the ball, but there's just so much onus on him in this Leicester City team.
Leicester corner. It'll be taken by Abdul Fatawu. Takes it left-footed into the box. It goes again. Blackburn defensively very, very well organised. I think it was Scott Wharton who just got enough on that. Hedges was there or thereabouts as well. Miller not too far away. All of them just holding their space, holding their player. What's wrong with the referee here? It's a Leicester free kick.
Yeah, I think Vestergaard was just shielding the ball out, just got clipped. Did well actually to buy the free kick, if you like, and gives Leicester an opportunity to put the ball in the box.
Probably about 7 or 8 yards more infield than the corner flag. Cop end. Leicester 0, Blackburn 2. 12 to go on TalkSport 2 here. Ishmael, the Blackburn manager, very vocal on the edge of his technical area. Claims the one-man wall isn't 10 yards. The cross does come in. It bounces around and goes out for a goal kick. That was a great delivery from Jordan Ayew. Nobody on the end of it. 2-0 Blackburn lead.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ball in by Jordan Ayew. Plenty of pace, plenty of whip, and there has to be a Leicester City shirt on the end of it. Deckled over Reed. Probably just gets the header wrong. Looks to just glance it on. Ducks out the way of it. Patson Daka can't reach it, falling over, and the ball falls out of play over the far side.
Well, that must be difficult for any player. Sumare gets ironic and sarcastic cheers as his numbers put up to go off. That's tough.
Yeah, I don't like that. I've never liked that as a player when I've seen it happen to players that I'm on the same pitch as. I've never bought into that. Nobody goes out to try and have a bad game, and he's not been the worst player on the pitch by a mile. I'd certainly say that he's probably not performed at his best, but there's been on par, if not lesser performances than his today.
Forshaw comes on for Tronstad for Blackburn. So Adam Forshaw at the tender age of 34, former Leeds and Borough, Brentford amongst his former clubs. We know what he's going to do. Adam Forshaw's going to drop anchor in there in the middle of the park, just try and tick it all over. Okoli, that's a poor tackle. If the referee's given a free kick there, I think he's going to get more than a stern talking to Okoli, because he elbowed Gudjonsson in the back of the head. Well, he's fortunate to get away with that one, which he has. Free kick Blackburn, halfway inside the Leicester half. Mark, just have a look to your left. Look at the gangways. Just clearing. There's queues of people to get out with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, it is sad to see. It is sad to see where this club's at the minute, and the position that they're in. You look over the far side, so many empty seats. You can see the writing on the seats now, and It's not good. Fair play to them Blackburn fans that have travelled.
They're making plenty of noise as Blackburn try and work a cross from a free kick that was a foul of Coley. It was Wharton who was forward and trying to do something about it. Getting a long ball thrown into the Leicester box that they've done well. They've just been caught out from a quick move there as it comes back in. It could be 3. Coley does well to clear, but they had numbers over, did Blackburn Rovers. Here's Hedges the substitute. Silko Thomas just pushing forward for Leicester, but Leicester are well and truly gone in this game. They'll win a free kick here. Foul on Coley. But you see when you're 2-0 down, Mark Albrighton, and people say, oh, next goal's a big goal. If you get one back, you'll get more. And again, forgive me, but I've seen Leicester City under Nigel Pearson. He never let people go down without a fight. And there just doesn't seem to be that kind of collar-grabbing fight out there.
No, and I think...
Is that unfair?
No, I don't think it is. I think there's certainly a lack of characters in the Leicester City side, probably lack of personality that needs to pull them through it at times like this. But I also heap a lot of praise on Blackburn and the way that they've dealt with it and the way that they've played and how they've managed the game from 1-0 up to even when they got their second goal.
Now Patson Daka might be in behind here. He's dragged down. Was it a foul? Was it late? It's a corner. It was a good tackle. If that's a genuine tackle from Scott Wharton, that's probably tackle of the day. Well done him. Daka's in, almost one-on-one. Wharton's gone go gadget leg and won the ball.
Yeah, well, we said it in the first half when he intercepted a pass. He reads the game so well. He's done exactly the same on this occasion as well. He's read the game so well, and even when he's down on the floor, his mates covering round him to protect that side of him.
So it would be a corner to Leicester. Ayew takes it right-footed outswinger. Vestergaard's there. Coley tries to keep it alive, but it's saved by goalkeeper Tor. And an opportunity for Blackburn to take their time at Carrow Road. Norwich 0, Hull 1 with 5 minutes to go in that one. Norwich 5 defeats at home. They are struggling at Carrow Road once again against 8th place Hull City. With 5 minutes to go there, Hull are a goal up. West Brom 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0 as the latest score. 2-0 to Blackburn Rovers here at King Power Stadium. 6 minutes to go. I will ask for a player of the match from you at some stage, Mark, as the ball is clear from McLaughlin. I don't want to speak too soon, but somebody gets 2 goals away from home. I'd imagine that Gudjonsson will be there or thereabouts. But then that said, the back 3 have been brilliant so far for Blackburn. So stay tuned to find out who that player of the match is going to be. Don't think it's going to be a player in blue.
I don't think it's going to be, no. just going through the teams there and just having a look, and that Blackburn team, I could pick any one of them. It's to a man, they've been absolutely superb today.
Blackburn Rovers 2 goals up. Gudjonsson with 1 in each half in the 20th. Left wing cross from Deniva, who's since gone off. Gudjonsson was there after a little bit of fortune. It came off of Sumare. Second goal in the second period as Stolarczyk lets it go across his body. What's he done? He's given it away. Blackburn could score a third. The offside flag has gone up. Wow. Stolarczyk, the Leicester goalkeeper, has just fizzed the ball straight into the boots of, I think that was Morishita.
Yeah, I could see it building up when the ball comes back to Stolarczyk, and he looks to play the ball out on his left foot out wide to the left-hand side, and he just never put enough pace on it. It was never reaching, and Leicester have got away with another one there.
Again, cross into the Blackburn box towards the back post. Down goes Silko Thomas, former Chelsea youth, just 21 years old. He went down in the box wanting a penalty. Not given, and Blackburn again trotting across slowly to take the throw in. I can understand why. Take your time about it. 4 minutes to go, and The busiest part of this ground at the moment is going to be the it's going to be the gangways, or the vomitoriums, if you want to give them their official title. Something that one of your afternoon commentators, Mike McCarthy, once taught me. Afternoon, Michael. He and Charlie Austin will be at Brackley against Notts County.
Final substitution for Blackburn Rovers, replacing number 23,
On comes Gay for Blackburn, and he's going to replace Ahashi, who's worked his socks off. And with just over 3 minutes to go, Mark Albright, who is going to be your player of the match?
Yeah, well, like I said before, it could have been a number of them. I think I narrowed it down to two. I think Alabiosu has been absolutely fantastic in this game. He could have quite easily got it. He was the making of the second goal, but ultimately with his 2 goals, I think Goodjohnson has really won this game for Blackburn. It's been a team effort, but he's the one. Obviously got his goal last week, and couple this week he seems to really be finding his feet in this league, and he looks like a player.
Your player of the match then, as awarded by Mark Albrighton, is 2-goal scorer Andre Goodjohnson for Blackburn Rovers. A goal in each half. He's been fantastic, frankly, as of Blackburn. Is there a Leicester player that gets more than a 6 out of 10?
I don't think there is. No,
nor do I.
I think probably I would say Vestergaard has been the best of the bunch in terms of Leicester. He's the one that's tried to play the forward passes, being on the front foot. He's tried to put himself about a bit when he's gone up. Maybe Fatawu. Yeah, but
if so, they're a generous 7.
Yeah,
I agree. 2.5 minutes to go, then stay tuned on TalkSport 2. We will bring you action from the Vicarage Road. Watford taking on Middlesbrough. Ian Danter and Perry Groves, your commentary team. Here's Jordan Ayew down the inside right channel for Leicester City, trying to nick something late. He's number 1. I think Jordan Ayew's just caught the ball whilst it's still on the field, and number 2, he was hoping to see it out for a corner into a goal kick. Apart from that, he did brilliantly.
Yeah, I think that sort of sums up the performance, to be honest. He's hit it straight at his defender. He's tried to shield it out for a corner and got in the way of it ultimately, and goal kick to Blackburn.
I'll tell you one thing's for sure, the few thousand that remain, and I'm gonna say this is a 32,000 all-seater stadium, the King Power Stadium. Let's say there were 30,000 here at the start, tickets in circulation, whatever. I think half of them are gone. Ball over the top, can Leicester get in on the end of it? No is the answer. It was Patson Daka trying to get in on it. Again, I remind you, 1 in 23 for Daka. Trying to get in there was never going to happen, and forward it goes towards Gay, the substitute for Blackburn. I reckon that might even be generous that half are still here, you know.
At least the traffic won't be too bad on the way out. I suppose you've got to look for the positives here.
Never great round here, is it? Never great. You used to a police escort round here, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah. Coley is robbed by Goodjohnson. Goodjohnson plays it inside, and it could be 3. It should be 3 for Gay for Blackburn. How's he not scored yet? There's no keeper in the net. He's still on the ball. Stalacic gets back a goal. Gay strikes it, just whistles wide past the post. That was comedy football. There are boos echoing out. That was Sunday League at times from Leicester. That was woeful. Keeper comes out, misses the ball, gifts it to Gay. Gay's in, defenders all over the shop. Honestly, that was atrocious.
It was just a comedy sequence of events. The Goodjohnson, again, fantastic by the way, wins the ball back, slides one across that teases Stalacic to come out, misses the ball, and why Gay didn't just finish the ball off with his left foot when he first got it, and then Stalacic, still out of his goal, had another chance to put it in the back of the net, but decided to cut inside and eventually loses the ball. But comedy of events.
Morishita's chance, Gardner Hickman's chance, Gay's chance. Could be 5.
Yeah, could well be 5. And I look at the other end, and you've probably only had clear-cut chances, probably Mavadidi.
55 minutes, 4 yards out, hit the goalkeeper at 1-0 down. I'm not sure there's 5,000 people in here at the minute. It is empty. We're into 4 minutes of added time. TalkSport 2. It's the story of Blackburn Rovers being top class here at the King Power Stadium, but also Leicester City being woeful. And they're in trouble. Leicester with Silko Thomas trying to win the ball, but Blackburn with a few allays, trying to win a few throw-ins. 3 minutes to go until the end of this game. I will speak to Martin Cifuentes after the game. Stay tuned to TalkSport 2. We'll bring you that interview. I'm sure it'll be a laugh a minute.
I spoke about the quality that Blackburn players have had and how difficult it was choosing a man of the match. I think as well, special mention to Ryan Hedges, who's come on at half time and he's absolutely run the show down this left hand side. He's been absolutely fantastic.
Now a chance for Blackburn into the Leicester 18-yard box. They go, get squared up, and it's cleared by Vestergaard. Daka. It was McLaughlin. That was a centre half squaring that up. Centre half for Blackburn. He's been brilliant. I think you need to keep your head down when you leave this ground, because those three centre halves will be having you, not giving them man of the match. Double goal scorer though, quite deserves it. Gudjonsson. We've had 2 minutes of 4. TalkSport 2. Leicester 0, Blackburn 2. Leicester give the ball away again. If you've got a bingo card, you'll have had a few goes on that today. Leicester giving the ball away. Gaze in the middle here for Blackburn. If it gets squared up, it could be number 3. Are they heading for the corner? No. Well, that tells you all you need to know. 2-0 up away and you're not going for the corner. You fancy a third, but in fact they then do recycle and go back into a defensive region. If you're Martin Cifuentes, are you under pressure?
I think certainly you're under pressure. I've been a massive fan of his for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I liked the way I started seeing his style being implemented game by game, but I feel like the last few weeks have been a massive step back for Leicester, and today is a real low point in the club's season.
But well done to Valérien Ismaël. We'll be putting back-to-back wins together, scoring 4 goals, beating Southampton last week late, beating Leicester away with 2, and those jubilant Blackburn Rovers fans in the corner are making plenty of noise. We've got 30 seconds of added time to go. Leicester fans leaving to my right hand side, shaking their heads. Watford against Middlesbrough coming up here on TalkSport 2. Stay tuned for that. We'll take you to the Vic very, very soon. Here's double goal scorer Gudjonsson. Forshaw playing a 1-2 and wanting it back. Here's Fatawu in his own half, still with Fatawu. He's probably going to be fouled. Stays on his feet. Deco-Devereed's got Daka should score. It's well done by the defender. Claims of handball. It's a corner, Leicester. You can change that man of the match if you want. What a saving tackle that was.
Yeah, fantastic, absolutely fantastic again. Throwing bodies on the line, protecting that clean sheet. Super. Daka don't do a great deal wrong in terms of his run's good. He tries to lift the ball, but ultimately, fantastic tackle.
You don't need me to tell you that that's the full-time whistle. And there are some very, very disgruntled Leicester City fans around. Some jubilant Blackburn players, some jubilant Blackburn fans, and you can understand why. Because they've been outstanding. Let's give the credit that Blackburn Rovers deserve. They sat in for the first 10. Gudjonsson scored after 20. He scored in the second half. You're not fit to wear the shirt. Echoes out around the King Power. I'm going to give Blackburn Rovers a lot of credit. I think they've done well. They've frustrated Leicester City. They've caused the fans to boo. That's the story really, but Mark Albrighton, the story is also tempered with Leicester City being woeful. What's the story of the day for you? 2-0 Blackburn.
Yeah, we spoke about it beforehand that Blackburn need to come here. They need to turn the crowd. They need to get a bit of confidence. I thought the first couple of minutes they struggled. They looked low on confidence. After that, they've been absolutely superb. They got the goal in the first half. They had a couple more close chances. Second half was absolutely brilliant from Blackburn. The game plan was executed perfectly. They had chances galore to go on and win the game by even more, but ultimately they've come away from home. They've really give their fans something to something to cheer about. You can see them walking over there now, and it's complete opposite at the other end of the field, with Leicester City fans getting all sorts from their Leicester City players getting all sorts from their fans.
Well, Faker others, these are very interesting scenes at the King Power Stadium. Fatahou's had a bit of a spat with one of his own players, and they're being soundly booed by... They are going to applaud the 1,000 or so that remain, but the Blackburn Rovers players are being rapturously applauded as they head over. Blackburn have been excellent. They have been superb, and a performance that belies their position. They deserve the 3 points. Leicester 0, Blackburn 2.